Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Returns Catwoman Deluxe Theatrical Edition. What does that mean exactly? Is there a regular edition that's not from the theatrical release of this figure? Why do they call it that? Are they just putting words together to make things sound fancy? I wonder. We already looked at the Batman, probably depending on the upload schedule, and it was a decent figure, but nowhere near worth the price point and nowhere near worth the naming of Deluxe. And this figure, I suspect, will be about the same. But I don't know, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. Good packaging, a little bit less white, a little bit more blue and black, and it still looks nice though. If you like the shiny blue, you win. Blue background is fine. Weird that they put the card and stand on the front here as opposed to on the back. I actually prefer it this way, except the card comes warped, so that's a thing. But otherwise, it's your standard packaging, and there's our artwork there. Okay, let's. Whoa! I hit the microphone. Hopefully that wasn't too loud for you guys, and I didn't have to edit it out. If I did edit it out, then you don't know what I'm talking about. I whacked the microphone with the package, with my package. Alright, let's see. She stands, including her heels and ears, about 7 and 1/8. Well, we'll just count the ears, what the heck. And that's going to be about 18.2 centimeters. About 18 to the head. Let's go ahead and get a head measurement, I guess, about 7, a little bit over 7. Alright, here she is up against Darwin. She's huge because she's in a different scale. And here she is up against Batman. I don't believe she was that tall in the movie. Because Keaton's short, and I know they do the whole she's standing on a box thing. I don't know, I'd have to check to see if that even comes close to lining up. Todd's not known for skill, but yeah, I guess it's doable. She is technically shorter than him. Alright, as of right now, she's not in stock at Big Bad Toy Store, but she may end up being, so I'll put a link down there just in case you can check back. They sometimes get more stock, especially with the McFarlane figures, if you want to get one. But yeah, she's already sold out as of right now, so maybe she's a hot commodity. I don't know. Alright, let's talk about the aesthetic on this figure. I think they did a good job with like the patent leather look. It's semi-gloss, and it looks nice. All the little stitches and things going around for this particular look. It was Tim Burton, right? It lines up. And yeah, I mean, that's what she looked like in the movie for the most part. And unlike Batman, I think her head sculpt is pretty darn good. His was not very accurate. And maybe hers isn't perfect, but I think they did a pretty good job of getting her likeness and even the shape of the mask and whatnot. Her eyes are a little bit bug-eyed and a little bit cartoonishly big, but I mean, that's mostly what this lady looks like, Michelle Pfeiffer, so, or at least back then. So I think that's a reasonably done job. I think that's pretty good. And even if it's not perfectly accurate, it's very well executed. I think that's good. That does look like her. More so than I think the Batman looked like Michael Keaton. As far as the body goes, it is just like Batman, where it's like a cartoon coloring book version of a real life person. It's elongated and skinny and kind of lanky and weird. But it's probably close enough that most people will be okay with it. And again, the details are well enough done. The worst thing about this figure, honestly, is this corset thing that they did. It takes away the shape of her hips and her bosom. It doesn't look right because this is a thick piece of plastic on top of the rest of the figure. So it makes her very blocky, and that is not what she looked like. As a young boy when this movie came out, I can tell you, I don't remember her looking like that. And it's unfortunate that it kind of took away the shape of the character of the figure and of the lady by making it the way they did. But still, she looks good enough, and once you pose her, it'll probably be fine. So I will give this an aesthetic rating of, if it wasn't $35, 8.5 out of 10. But since it's $35, it's going to simply get a 7. It is passable. Now, as far as accessories go, you do get her cell phone. I'm joking, it's a taser if memory serves. You get a solid black chunk of plastic for a taser. You get her whip, which is, in McFarlane fashion, ridiculously big at the handle. The handle is almost the size of her shin bone. That's something, but it is sculpted well enough. And then you get her card and display stand. The card is smushed from being in the package. So accessory-wise, 5 out of 10. No, 3 out of 10. She should have some alternate hands. This is lame. The whip sucks, the cell phone sucks, and she doesn't have any hands. That sucks. Alright, moving on to the articulation. Maybe she poses really well. She should. She's Catwoman, and this is a very slender figure. Should have plenty of range. Let's see. The head, with no neck articulation, the head just kind of bobbles around. It is a double ball peg, but the way they've done it, it doesn't have a ton of range. It will be good enough. but you're not going to do any crazy poses with it. It'll just be good enough. And ball pegs are still the way to go because you can put a little bit of nuance to the pose and make it look a lot better. So that's good enough. For the shoulders, I had to break them free. They still don't want to move. There's very little ability to move in this joint up here. You're going to get your full rotation, of course, and your hinge. Oh, it only goes out to the side. It doesn't break horizontal. So it's pretty limited for being like having no reason to be. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbows. They're not as ugly as Batman's, and they work, obviously, so that's fine. The wrists are on ball hinges. They are sculpted and kind of ugly, so be aware of that. Doesn't look great. For the torso, this torso that they could have so easily made better. There's something going on underneath the corset. I don't know what, but really what you get is just some movement at the bottom. So she leans forward a little bit, leans back a little bit, leans to the side a little bit, and can rotate. I don't know if there's technically more or if it just wiggles, but they screwed her articulation up real bad. Man, they suck. This company does not make good figures most of the time. Why did they make this so bad? That's just a shame. All right, for the hips, let's see. Going out to the side. Yep, you can get them out there to basically, yeah, full-on splits. That's fine. No nuggets. That's all right. It does stretch the sides of the diaper area a little bit, but not in a way that I'm concerned about, so that's good. Maybe you'll get some stress marks on the front, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Now, bring the legs forward. You definitely do have to stretch the diaper. It doesn't seem too bad, though, and you can get them up to that far without really cranking on it, so I think you'll be okay. It does a decent job of continuing the cake all the way around as you pose the legs, so that's pretty good. They don't go back too far, though. Thigh swivel, basically non-existent, because why would we bother? Double jointed knee, really good range. Ugly knee, proportioning's not bad, so that's good. And then for the ankle, you get the overly ratcheted ankle, which is functional enough, but with heels like this, you need a little bit more subtlety in the poses if you're not going to have a miserable time. So those heavy ratchets will be a challenge with feet like this for sure. You do get really good ankle rocker if you need it. I guess that's good. And then the toe hinge is actually pretty well executed for what it is. How useful that'll be, I don't know, but it is there and it's well done, so that's fine. So her articulation, I'm going to give it a 7. It's passable. It's not impressive. At the $35 price point, it's like a 5. But if it was a regular price point figure, this feels like it can shift, but it doesn't really want to do anything, so I don't know. For a regular figure, it's fine. For an expensive deluxe figure, it's terrible. Time for the final verdict on this figure. First, we have to give it a cake rating. It's not the best. The one figure that they should have really focused on the cake, and they have in the past was Catwoman, and she doesn't quite have the cake you would want. There's no cake at all. So 3 out of 10. It's there, I guess, but not much. All right, time for the final rating. That's weird if you don't know why I do the cake rating. It's a tease at McFarlane Toys. Time for the final verdict on this figure. Is it worth $35? Not even close. Not even a little bit. Is it worth Todd's regular price point of like $25 now? Yeah, probably, and it's still not exceptional there. At a regular price point, I'd give this figure an 8 for McFarlane Toys, but at $35, I have to give it an overall rating of a generous 7. It's fine. You're not going to hate owning it. If you want this rendition of this character, you won't hate it, but it's not going to be anything exceptional. It'll be good enough that you don't hate that you bought it, but you're going to be like, yeah, it's definitely way overpriced and not that good. So that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I'm done. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.